Most people think breaking the law means committing a serious crime, but in reality, many everyday actions can technically violate local rules. Across the United States, thousands of federal, state, and city laws exist, some of which people break without even realizing it. From jaywalking to streaming movies from questionable websites, these small actions can sometimes cross legal lines. Today we're looking at 10 everyday things Americans often do that may actually be illegal in certain situations. Some might surprise you, while others happen so often that people rarely think twice about them. One of the most common minor violations in the United States is jaywalking. This happens when someone crosses the street outside of a designated crosswalk or ignores pedestrian signals. While it might seem harmless, especially when the road looks clear, many cities have laws that prohibit it. Jaywalking laws exist to keep both pedestrians and drivers safe. However, because people often cross streets wherever it's convenient, this is one rule that Americans break almost every day without thinking much about it. Watching movies or downloading music from unofficial websites might seem normal to many people, but it can violate copyright laws. In the United States, distributing or downloading copyrighted content without permission is illegal. Streaming from certain unauthorized sites may also fall into a legal gray area. While millions of people use these sites every day, entertainment companies actively work to stop piracy because it can cause significant financial losses to creators and studios. Many drivers believe that going just 5 or 10 miles per hour over the speed limit is acceptable. In reality, even slightly exceeding the posted speed limit is technically illegal in most states. Speed limits are designed to reduce accidents and protect drivers, pedestrians, and cyclists. Because modern highways encourage faster driving, people often ignore these limits unless they see law enforcement nearby. This makes minor speeding one of the most commonly broken traffic laws in America. Another everyday driving habit is the rolling stop. Instead of completely stopping at a stop sign, some drivers slow down briefly and then continue driving if the road looks clear. However, traffic laws usually require a full stop before proceeding. Failing to do so can lead to a ticket if a police officer observes it. Despite this rule, rolling stops happen frequently because drivers often prioritize convenience over strict compliance with traffic laws. Sharing streaming passwords with friends or family outside your household has become extremely common. However, some companies argue that this practice violates their service agreements and may even be considered unauthorized account access in certain cases. While enforcement varies and companies are still figuring out how to handle it, the practice highlights how technology often moves faster than the laws that regulate it. Seatbelt laws exist in every U.S. state except one, yet many drivers and passengers still forget, or choose not, to wear them. Seatbelts dramatically reduce the risk of injury or death during accidents, which is why these laws are strictly enforced in many places. Even though modern cars constantly remind drivers to buckle up with warning sounds, failing to wear a seatbelt remains a surprisingly common violation on American roads. Texting or using a phone while driving has become one of the most dangerous habits on the road. Many states now have strict laws prohibiting handheld phone use while operating a vehicle. Despite these rules, it's still common to see drivers checking messages, browsing social media, or navigating apps while behind the wheel. These distractions significantly increase the risk of accidents, which is why lawmakers continue to strengthen restrictions on mobile phone use while driving. Throwing small items like wrappers, cups, or cigarette butts on the ground might seem minor, but it's considered littering and is illegal in most parts of the United States. Litter laws exist to protect the environment and keep cities clean. Even though public campaigns encourage people to dispose of waste properly, littering remains a frequent problem on highways, parks, and public streets. Parking rules can be surprisingly complex. In many cities, parking in the wrong spot, even for a few minutes, can lead to a ticket or towing. This includes parking in fire lanes, blocking driveways, or exceeding time limits on metered spaces. Because urban parking can be difficult to find, drivers often take small risks and hope they won't get caught. As a result, parking violations are among the most common legal issues people face in everyday life.